Hello viewers, welcome to another brand new episode of our English classroom. Here I am Pramod and I'd like to welcome all of you to my channel. And in this channel you will get several videos on grammatical topics along with some vocabulary related videos and also some presentation skill developing videos. So if you are new to the channel, please subscribe the channel and hit the bell icon so that you can get all the latest updates. Okay, so in this video I'm going to discuss about one of the most important topic in grammar. Well, if you are sitting for a competitive exams, any job exam, or you are studying for any admission test exam, this topic will definitely help you a lot because you will get at least 2 or 3 questions regarding this topic, and this topic is called modifier. In this video actually I am discussing about post modifier. Okay, so let's get started. Well, we all know that whenever we are using a sentence, sometimes we need to use some word related to time, related to place, and sometimes we use some extra words so that we can make a good description of our noun and pronoun. So these words are basically known as modifiers in English grammar. And post modifier, as it got the name post, in English the post indicates later on or something that comes after, so that is called post. So post modifier is a modifier that sits after a noun or a pronoun. So just remember this thing, post modifier comes after the noun or pronoun. It will never come before the noun or pronoun. So the very simple trick to identify a post modifier is it will appear right after your noun or pronoun. Okay, so this is our today's topic. Well, but there is a variation of post modifiers in English language. Okay, well, it's a very dynamic type of language structure that English follows. So more or less 6 to 7 topics of different grammatical items are being included within the post modifier topic, and in this video I'm going to briefly discuss about all these things. Later on I will discuss on the topic separately in another videos. So let's get started. So first thing is that what's a post modifier, as I have already explained it. So here is the definition. A post modifier comes after a noun or a pronoun. It indicates that when a noun or a pronoun is followed by a modifiers is known as post modifiers. Okay, now let's focus on the types of post modifiers. Well, basically we are using 6 to 7 types of post modifiers, and also there are some more other. If you break down all of them into several subdivisions, you will get some more post modifiers. So the basic post modifiers includes apposition, relative pronouns or relative adverbs. They are actually the uses of antecedent in grammar, and another important topic, and you will get a video regarding antecedent on my channel. So just go through the playlist and you will get there. Prepositional phrase, adjective clause, adverb clause, participle, which is actually the non-finite verbs. So my point to all of you is that if you have done all this topic in English grammar, then after that you can easily understand this post modifier topic. Okay, as I have already told earlier that I'm going to discuss about all these things separately in my upcoming videos, but in this video I'm going to discuss briefly about post modifier. Well, the first thing is apposition. Well, apposition is nothing, just the uses of a noun or several noun phrases just to indicate a person or a thing. Okay, suppose we are talking about a specific person, and to recognize that person properly and so that the readers can identify that person easily, we can also mention some more extra information after that noun or pronoun, and this is called apposition. And there is a grammatical rule regarding the uses of punctuation mark that term, this term apposition, which will act like a post modifier, there should be within 2 commas. That means look at the example 1. So our Honorable Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, so Sheikh Hasina, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, has inaugurated the Podda Bridge. We all know that. So in this sentence you can see that Sheikh Hasina, she is actually the Prime Minister of Bangladesh. So this part, the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, here you got the Prime Minister, another noun of Bangladesh, another prepositional connecting nouns. So this part, it has been appeared within 2 commas. So this is actually called apposition, which is actually giving the real information so that all the people can recognize our Prime Minister, and that is Sheikh Hasina. So the fact is, here this section, which is apposition, it's none other or nothing like just a post modifier. Okay, so just remember one thing, that whenever you will use an apposition, it's nothing but just a post modifier, which is actually helping the noun to make its meaning more specific, more clear to the readers. And then go for the number 2. It's relative pronoun, or sometimes there can be relative adverbs. And basically relative pronouns starts with pronouns like who, pronouns like would, pronouns like that, and relative adverbs are usually pronouns like adverbs like where, when, why. So you can also use these terms as your post modifiers, and remember one thing, that these are called subordinating clause. Okay, so they have a finite verb, and if you get something within your clause, and if there is a finite verb, so that's called a clause, and if it's a part of the main clause, then it will be called subordinating clause. So take a look on the sentence number 2. The boy who stood first in the exam is my brother. So we are actually talking about the boy, and the basic information, that is my brother, where we are using the linking verb and subject complement, my brother. So the boy is my brother. So here is the subject, this is the linking verb, and this is the subject complement. But my point is, in this world we have several boys, lot of boys. So how can I recognize the specific boy? So you can tell me that we have already used article the, but remember, sometimes this definite article is not enough for recognizing any noun or pronoun, where you can use this relative pronoun like that I have used over here, who stood first in the exam. Okay, so this part actually is being used as a post modifier. So any type of relative pronouns are actually post modifiers if it indicates or if it modifies a specific noun or a pronoun. And remember, who stood first in the exam, it got another name, it's called adjective clause. So if your clause that starts with who or which or who, what or which, and that is actually giving description about a noun or pronoun, that clause is also called as adjective clause. So this is an adjective clause, but acting like a post modifier. Number 3, the same thing, the mangoes which you bought last night were delicious. Okay, so sometimes actually many a time it is seen or it is found that the students get confused. The mangoes, this is the subject of the sentence, where, so this is the verb, specifically linking verbs, and delicious, this is the predicative adjective. So we are actually talking about the mangoes were delicious and which you bought last night. This is a modifier part, and this modifier is actually modifying my noun the mangoes, and it came after the noun mangoes. That's called, it is a post modifier. Clear? So there is a term in English grammar that is called dangling modifier. Okay, so dangling modifier means if you are using the modifier in a wrong place, that means you have misplaced the modifier, that is called dangling modifier. For example, if I write this sentence like this, the mangoes were delicious which you bought last night. Here I have misplaced the modifier. Why? Because which you have bought last night, this section is actually telling us something information or some information about the mangoes. So modifier, which is a post modifier, that should be after the noun or pronoun which it is modifying. That is the basic simple logic. Okay, so try to understand and keep that in your mind. Number 4, we are talking about now a prepositional phrase, a very common use, that is in English grammar, especially in the competitive exam. Students often get confused with such type of expressions like along with, together with. Well, they often appear after the noun or pronoun, and as a result sometimes they carry some extra noun or extra plural nouns, which makes a confusion for the students what will be the proper verb for the subject. That means in case of subject verb agreement, students get confused with whether it's a singular or a plural. So to remove this confusion, if you have the knowledge of post modifier, it will definitely going to help you. How? Let me tell you. Along with her parents. So this section after the word Sima, this is actually a post modifier. And remember one thing, always, all the time, every time, just keep that in your mind that a verb never agrees with a modifier, because a verb doesn't need a modifier. Okay, so a verb all the time agrees only and only with the subject. So never get confused. So try to identify the modifier properly. So along with her parents, this part is modifier, though it's got a plural noun parents, so the verb will never going to agree with it. So we will need the subject Sima, and accordingly you need to select your verb, and that is was, is, that goes with the singular noun. Okay, so along with her parents, this section started with a preposition called along. So along with, so definitely this type of phrases are known as prepositional phrase. So any sort of prepositional phrase that comes right after your noun or pronoun and modifying that noun or pronoun, that is the post modifier of that noun or pronoun. So take an example of this sort, another type of this sort of example, like number 5, the color. We are talking about the color. So what color of my eyes? The color of my eyes is black. Again, very shocking to some people. Why we are using the verb is? Actually we got the noun eyes, so definitely there should be a plural noun are, but no, because of my eyes, this section started with the preposition of, and we all know that prepositional phrases are acting like a post modifier of the real noun. So here we got the noun color, which is singular, and as a result the verb is singular. Number 6, Dhaka is the city where millions of people live. So we are talking about where millions of people live. So this section started with the adverb where. So this type of clauses are known as adverbials or adverb clause. So this adverb clause is actually modifying the noun the city. Okay, so it is the post modifier of the noun city. Number 7, the children playing in the park are having a great fun. So now I have come to this participle, and it's a non-finite verb. So a participle is basically we actually use to indicate the quality or the description of certain noun and pronoun, and we can use them in front of the noun and also right after the noun. So if it appears at the end of the noun or after the noun, then this type of participle are working like a post modifier. So take a look. The children. So we are talking about the children playing in the park or having a great fun. So just separate the subject. Subject is the children. Verb are having a great fun object. So here, what role this section playing in the park will play? Well, this part is actually a post modifier. It is modifying the noun the children, and as the verb started with the ing form playing, so it's called a participle. And the last one, the chair. We are talking about the chair. And what happened? The chair broken last night has been repaired. So this is the verb section, has been repaired. Okay, so this is the subject and this is the verb. So in between subject and verb, I have used broken last night. Here broken is not a verb, it's a participle, and this participle is actually mentioning the noun chair. It is modifying the noun chair. So the chair broken last night, this section is the modifier and it's a participle. So if you have confusion, you can give me some comments on the comment box so that I can make some more videos on this topic. So I hope this video will help you a lot. So see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye. Have a nice day.